Hey everybody, this is Spot. I thought I'd do a quick little vlog slash channel update to let you know what's been going on. I've been absent past like week and a half. I apologize. You probably have heard me mention previously on some video, I'm sure, that my fiance is currently abroad finishing up the lab section of her PhD. So when she is here, I focus all my time on that. And she was here, but she left on Friday, and I've been trying to catch up and get some stuff out. So that's why I've been absent. I'm back. I'll get some videos out. My apologies. I was actually hoping to get some videos done beforehand and then space them out, be released while she was here, but it just didn't happen. My life is too full at the moment to be able to do, professional stuff like that. I wanted to talk some on this SpaceBase DF-9 situation. Everyone has posted stuff about it, so I'm not going to rehash everything. I just wanted to say something about it because I've done a lot of videos on SpaceBase lately, and I think it has great potential, and it is sad. If you're not aware, long story short, Double Fine announced that they were going from Alpha 6 to version 1, releasing it, and pretty much stopped supporting it. There's a little bit more to it than that, but you can go look it up, etc. Just a few things. First of all, it goes without saying they didn't handle the communication well. They haven't been handling the communication well on SpaceBase for months, and this announcement was not done well. I think that one of the biggest problems here, covering a lot of it, obviously the communication was not good, but even some of that and everything else simply comes down to the fact that it's a perception issue on Double Fine's part and on the player's part, and that is directly concerning if Double Fine is an actual indie game studio, and more importantly, has an indie mentality when it comes to developing and supporting games. And that's an entirely other discussion, which I've actually been thinking about putting a video together out of the scope of this little vlog. But yeah, I mean it really comes down to how they handle finances, how dedicated they are to something, and when they pull out, right? And it's a perception of expectation. And I always tell people, if you want to manage disappointment, you have to manage expectations, because without expectations, there can be no disappointment. If you don't expect something, you can't be disappointed when it doesn't happen. So a lot of this stuff that's been said about the actual dev list, like the stuff that they wanted to get to, and people considered that a promise, and Double Fine didn't consider it a promise. They thought they made it very clear. I think it all has to do with the perception thing. I mean, a lot of it has to do with it's Double Fine, and so if Double Fine says it, then obviously they're the good guys and they're indie, and really Double Fine seems almost confused as to why people are so upset and misunderstanding their intent. And again, I think it's all a perception thing, which caused expectations, and that's why people are disappointed. As far as it involves the game and where it's going to go and the channel and us doing videos on it and stuff, I really like SpaceBase. I think it's fun and it has great potential. I will say on them releasing the source code, just to be clear, I could be wrong on this, but I'm almost 99% sure that when they say they're releasing the source code, they specifically state they are releasing the Lua source code. And pretty much nobody, to my knowledge, and I've looked into it quite a bit, writes game engines in Lua, right? It's not really that type of language. Lua is really great for writing game logic, like actual gameplay logic. So when they say they're releasing the Lua source code, it's kind of like Natural Selection. If you buy Natural Selection 2, they ship the source code with it, is what they say. They don't ship the source code to their graphic engine, though. They ship the gameplay source code, which is actually Lua as well. So you can change how the game plays from a gameplay perspective, but not necessarily the graphic engine itself. Now, why does this matter? Well, it matters because it depends on how integrated the gameplay layer or the Lua layer is to the engine itself. So, for example, one of the things that kept being brought up that was on the dev list as a future feature was the ability to have more than one layer of space stations. Well, if you can do that with just the Lua layer, depends on how they have that implemented with the engine. Unless they're going to release the engine source code, which I've not seen them say anywhere. Every time they talk about releasing the source code, they always say Lua. If they don't do that, there is a possibility that there will be some more advanced things that you will not be able to implement with the access that they're going to provide. Simply because they would require changes to the engine itself and things that it supports in order to do it proficiently. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I care from this channel's perspective and my ability to play the game in what will be possible in the future. Now, beyond that, I would say that will probably, again, it depends, but it'll probably only affect very small percentile of the types of mods that people will want to do out there. And that's my hope. The only other thing I'll say is I really hope they take the time to implement Steam Workshop support in the 1.0 version, as opposed to just releasing the Lua source, because that's going to make a serious difference in installing and managing mods. Currently, and there are other solutions that work pretty good, but hardly anything out there works as good as a implemented Steam Workshop solution, where you can just go browse the workshop, subscribe to this, and it installs. If I have to go out there and find mods, copy them over, manage how they're installed, it just gets to be this a major annoyance and frustration. So yeah, I'm not going to put out any more videos on it at least until version 1 comes out. Mainly because right now the game is unplayable for me. And I apologize it took me this long to say anything. I actually still a small enough channel that I actually get emails for every time somebody comments on a video, and I saw Muldock? I don't know how you pronounce your name, man. He had commented about it, and I was actually with my fiance reading it on my phone, and I'm like, no, wait, he's gotta be wrong, what? And I went over and looked, and yeah, it is a major shock, and so that's the thing, and when the 1.0 comes out, I'll check it out, and we might put out some more videos, we'll see. I think that SpaceBase has the potential to be something really great, even with this, but it's going to take a while because the modding community is going to have to ramp up. I mean, you didn't see amazing mods from Skyrim, for example, within like the first month of them releasing the actual moddable version. Because, I mean, it takes people, you know, a while to figure out the anatomy of a mod in that game and what they actually have access to change, and there's a lot of playing around with stuff until you actually start getting like big mods that are, you know, add entire suites of features to the game. But I think long term, I think, you know, we may look up in a year and SpaceBase DF-9 will be great and may actually be better than it would have been a year from now if Double Fine just kept full control on closed source. So yeah, that's really about it. Other than that, I'm looking for some new games to play. I'm thinking about Prison Architect or Kerbal Space Program. Maybe Wasteland 2. I actually tried to get a review copy from them, and they were like, what? No. So we'll see. I will look around. If you have suggestions or requests on that field, please let me know. I know that somebody's already brought up Wasteland 2. And I've been looking at it. I like games like that. It's very much up my alley, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's really about it. I will be putting out some other videos here very soon, maybe with this. I don't know. Everybody, thanks for watching. I've been actually getting a significant amount of subscribers lately. I figured out, by the way, I get more subscribers when I don't post anything. And some friends of mine have suggested that maybe people are, because they can't pay me not to post, they're gonna subscribe, and that's their way of saying, please don't post anything else. It's really that bad. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was funny. All right, thanks everybody. Really appreciate your support and patience and all that stuff, and I'll get some of the videos out here soon. Until next time, stay safe and have a fantastic time. Later.